at Ichiban Con 2015, so about a whole year and 3 months ago from this point. Was anyone there?
Yes.
Awesome! Wow, you were there? I didn't even know you then.
Yeah, I didn't know you then.
So, there are really not a lot of differences that I put in this version when I did it from Ichiban Con, but we can still talk more about Naruto because more movies have came out, more content have come out since then. I think when I did this, the manga was ended, like the manga was done, but they hadn't done like the Boruto manga, like the spin-off stuff yet, about their kids. So we'll talk more about that. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to see the Boruto movie or the last movie, so y'all are gonna have to fill me in on that because I live in the middle of bum nowhere. So you understand. So like there's like the closest movie theater to me is in Fairfax, and that's 3 hours away in Virginia. So, but we can talk about the movies. Y'all are gonna have to talk about the movies. So I wanted to run this panel because Naruto is one of those series that a lot of people start out watching when they're going into anime, right? Like, I'm kind of one of those people. Like, you know, we all watched it, Pokemon, Digimon, and Beyblade, or Shaman King, and stuff like that. If you're my age, I'm 22, so, you know. That was kind of... What? What? I'm sorry, I'm young. So, like, you guys are thinking completely different than I am. So, when Naruto came out on Cartoon Network, let's see, it was like 2000, when it started actually getting a lot more, around there, it was like 2003, 2004, when it started really getting hype on Cartoon Network. At the beginning of the series, Naruto was 12 years old, right? Well, when I first started watching Naruto, about 10 years ago, I was around his age. So it was, I could super relate to the characters. You know, people always say Sakura is and they say that she's annoying, but she's a 12-year-old girl who is in love. What kind of 12-year-old girl who's in love is going to be normal? No girl ever. So it's just, it's every
girl, what are you talking about?
What?
Every girl, what are you talking about?
Every girl is gonna be like that. So I just found myself really relating to the characters. So, you know, we jumped into Naruto then. But there's some people who jumped into Naruto a little differently. Who here jumped into Naruto? Who here's a hipster? They watched Naruto before it was done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 9 people. 9 people out of a room of about what, 40? So you guys are hipsters. So you guys probably remember watching Naruto back in the day, and this was not of the age where I had really easy access to getting Naruto, like the Japanese version, because like back in like, you know, early 2000s, the internet was growing a lot more, and even if you had internet, which a lot of people didn't, I fortunately had it. Most of my time was spent on Neopets, but that's for a different story. That's a different panel. A Neopets panel. Could you? I'm sparking ideas during my panel. Okay. Alright. Neopets. So, you know, most people who are my age, you know, didn't have access to the internet, and even if you did have access to the internet, it was connected to your phone through your phone lines, and you could run video. This was before YouTube was like a super big thing, right? So let's be honest. All of us in this room at one point watched an episode of anime on YouTube. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, just waiting a week every time.
So the only way I had access to anything Naruto was through the manga, which fortunately came over here, or through watching it on Cartoon Network, and hopefully when I turned the TV on at night, hopefully it's Naruto. Because I didn't know when it came on. Usually it was like 8 o'clock on Toonami. So for this, who actually heard of Naruto first, like back in 1999, like the manga? Okay, a couple of us. That's a lot of dedication right there. It's about nothing. You're sitting there in 1999. And then how many of you guys jumped on the train when it came on Cartoon Network? Which is what I think.
Wasn't it on Disney at one point?
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible.
I was definitely already there.
So you guys might remember this little gem If you guys were in the Cartoon Network. It's like totally not as cool as Rox is. And fries, too much salt. Has anyone ever, like, fries, too much salt? Has anyone seen that, like, I think it's from a video, because that's what it sounds like they're saying, fries, too much salt. So,
That's McDonald's.
that's what I call that opening. I call that, like, the French fry opening, because they're screaming about fries. This is a show about ninjas, guys. So a lot of us did grow up on kind of like that side of Naruto. So we grew up with the dub. And then we realized, maybe we wouldn't, how many were you guys, like, okay, how old were most of you guys when you first watched your first episode of Naruto?
18.
So I've heard as low as 8 and as old as like 22 from you guys. So I watched my first episode of Naruto when I was like 10, 11, 12. So back then, if you were younger, you didn't realize how bad dubs sound sometimes. But I will say that I personally like the Naruto dub, not because it's good, but because it's nostalgic. And because when I was 12, I didn't know what a bad dub was. Hell, I didn't even know that this was technically anime at the time. I just thought it was cool, and there was Kakashi Hatake, and he was a hot little So that's what I learned. So, how we got into Naruto can all be different. Like there's anime that comes out that's like completely original and people get into it because of just the series. But Naruto had a whole bunch of like little different platforms that you could get into to get into loving the series. So that would be reason one of why we spent 10 years of our lives on Naruto. We watched it as a little kid. We grew up with him. Again, I started Naruto when I was 12, and all Team 7 is 12 at the beginning of the series. So you can kind of sense their immaturity, but that's how they grow throughout the show. So that would be reason one. I don't know what this is. I know what this is. Okay. I put this in here because as a 12-year-old little girl, I got so hyped when I saw this commercial. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? The Toonami commercial for Naruto? That was hype AF. I will show this to you. It's bad because it's the dub, but nostalgia, guys. Dude, does anyone else remember that commercial now? That commercial was so hype. Like, a lot of people who are into, like, they were into it when it was, like, in Japanese and they're into the manga. Like, they absolutely hate the dub. But, like, when you're young, you don't realize, like, that there's a whole other world of anime out there besides Naruto. And I make fun of Naruto for being trash, so don't get me wrong. But, speaking of trash, I'm running your favorite anime in the trash can at midnight tonight, and I'm gonna diss Naruto 3 hours after I started explaining why I love it. So,
That next story.
So I remember, like, I wanted to find this commercial because I kept remembering in my head, like, back in the Toonami days, there used to be a really cool commercial. What is it? So I YouTubed it, and I finally found it. And this was right when the Naruto manga was about to end. We didn't quite know what the ending was gonna be yet. This was before the ARM chapter. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I looked it up and I watched it, and while I was watching it, I got so emotional because that's what I had grown up with. And I hadn't seen that commercial in almost 10 years. And I was like, I used to be so into it as a kid. I mean, who brought their Naruto Ninja headband to school with them? Alright, we're in a club, guys.
I still have it on the wall.
Yes.
Along with the sexy shirt.
Yeah, like the sound. I had the sound one, and it's like hard to find those now because Hot Topic had them for the longest time. Like I had a Kakashi shirt that my grandma got for me for Christmas. She probably thought it was weird.
You have an awesome grandma.
I do have an awesome grandma. I can tell stories about my grandma and Naruto, but
Can that
maybe
be a panel?
for the end.
Can that be
It
a
could
panel?
be if I had more than one story.
Grandma panels? Grandma panels!
Grandma's introduction to anime. Let's see how. All right, let me just tell you this story. So you know the fight in the tuning exams between Hinata and Neji.
Yeah.
And so like obviously they're pushing each other's chakra points and like they're coughing up blood and all this stuff's going on. So well, I was watching it was the dub because it was on TV. And my grandma walks in the room room to see what I'm watching, and I'm kind of worried as a kid that she might think it's too violent, she might turn it off or something. So she comes in, and Neji hits a pressure point on Hinata, and she coughs up blood. I don't know why my grandma thought the blood was brown. But my grandma was like, did she just choke on a candy bar? I was like, yeah, Grandma, that's what happened.
There's a Hershey's in there.
I guess she was just so shocked to see that violence on Cartoon Network. I just went, yeah, Grandma, she choked on Hershey's chocolate bar. So that's my grandma's story. Thanks, Grandma. I will never forget that. So yeah, that's another just thing that I super love.
This is definitely.
So this is kind of reason one continue. This is for more you guys who are more into the manga. Of course, the manga has been out in Japan since 1999, so technically Naruto's from the 90s, guys. So I remember I was on a school trip actually. In my Christian school, which probably wasn't a good idea when I picked it up. Because when I first started watching Naruto, it was during the tuning exams. So, well, the fourth of death part of the tuning exams. So Naruto had to do the sexy jutsu. I didn't know Naruto had a sexy jutsu. And then I read this manga, I picked it up, I was like, my little 7th grade, 8th grade, badass little self, had my Naruto manga, I was reading on the bus, I go, oh god, there's naked women in here. And like, if anyone else has been to religious schools, the teachers don't really take to that well. And I kind of ruined Naruto for my high school, but, because I had the manga. But that's okay. So I bought the manga and just fell in love with it. And surprisingly, I fell in love with it because I'd been into shoujo for so long. Which, if we're being real here, a lot of like shoujo stuff, like Arena Tanimura, Matsuri Hino, a lot of it is just a lot better drawn than what Naruto is. But we're gonna get into that because Masashi Kishimoto's art just really improves throughout the whole series, and it's really beautiful. So who actually has like all the manga? Because I know they're like all released now, if I'm not mistaken. Like. One person. That's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot. I used to collect these. I've got 1 through 27 or 28 is the last one for the original series. And then I just stopped collecting them at Shippuden just because it's expensive. And read them immediately. Whoops. So yeah, or the Naruto. So reason 2 that we spent 10 years of our lives on a ninja in orange was because we fell in love with the characters that we related to. I mentioned this with Sakura. A lot of people think Sakura's very annoying. I grew up, loving the show, and people who were my friends who loved the show always made fun of me for liking Sakura. I would always draw Sakura. They always made fun of her for me liking her. But I liked her because she was kind of like me. She was kind of immature. She was kind of bratty, like any, almost any other 12-year-old girl. So I related to her the most because Ino's a bitch, and I didn't want to relate to her. So, well, then the series goes on, and you find more about, I have a friend who really relates to Rock Lee, having to, try really hard in your life because you're not born with talent, you have to work towards it. So a lot of people really related to Rock Lee. Some people relate to Gaara, maybe life didn't treat you very well as a child, and you had a really, tragic time growing up. So, which is why you act the way you do now, whereas Gaara is he's very evil, he's very confused, very dark, because of the things that happened to him in his past. Of course, he grows up a lot in the series, and it ends up being really beautiful. So, to me, later, when Shippuden came out and you got to meet Naruto's mom, let me tell you about Kushina. I had waited forever for Naruto's mother to be revealed. Remember that little amount of time, for some reason, everyone came to thought that had this theory that Pain was Naruto's dad. Does anyone remember that theory? Yeah. Really bad fan theory. Really bad. So there was a time for a while I was like, no, that's not it. It's the 4th Hokage. Yeah, I don't even know why people thought that. So when Kushina came on the show, I've been waiting. Let's see. She finally came into the manga probably in 2006? I don't really remember. I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass. But she appeared in the manga, and when I found out she was a redhead, I bawled because I'm a ginger. If you can't tell, under my wig, I'm a ginger. And I grew up getting made fun of for being a redhead, and she grew up being made fun of for her red hair and her round red face. They called her, the habanero. They called her tomato face. And so I really related to that character because she grows up to be so beautiful, and she has well, you know, besides the tragic death of her husband and putting the demon inside of her child, she lived a great life. So I really super connected with Kushina as a character. Like, I had never thought that I would relate to a character so much until Kushina came into the picture, and that's one of the reasons why I still love Naruto. Yeah, it's overhyped sometimes. Yeah, it's really popular. But when it comes down to it, if you have like an actual personal connection to a character, you're usually gonna really like the series. And so does anyone else have like a character they are like super connected to in the series? Like just, yeah. Naruto. Why Naruto?
I mean, not only is he the main character, but he has a lot of determination, and I just, from the very first moment I started watching, I really connected with him as a character.
Yeah.
He's my favorite. He's probably he's one of my top 5 favorite characters.
That's awesome. Yeah, so like Naruto, she was saying, you know, he's so determined, even though, you know, at the beginning of the series he's not talented, everyone thinks it's a joke. You know what? He still prevails, he still pushes through. Like, that's good. Did anyone else have, yeah?
Kakashi, because he's just not, he's chill about everything, except for his novels.
Yeah.
Don't mess with his novels, but he's chill about everything.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Mine was Kimimaro.
Kimimaro, okay.
And the reason why mine was Kimimaro is because he strives, he literally gave his life to bring joy to the person he cared about, and it just wasn't enough. So
I've never had
that's where I'm.
not like in the series a lot. That's really cool. So yeah, like
I love
personally for me,
Kimimaro so much.
you know, to see, obviously for Kushina, but just to see Sakura grow, I went through this phase where I was like, is Misaki Kishimoto gonna do anything with Sakura? We don't know anything about her. We don't know anything about her parents or the Haruno clan, if there is one. We don't know anything about her. And so I thought for the longest time that he was just gonna like pull a 10-10 and never do anything with her. Sorry, 10-10. But in Shippuden, she just grew so much. I flip-flopped so much on her, whether I wanted her to end up with Naruto or Sasuke. I'm happy with the ending, needless to say, but it was just... Sakura is a well-written character and a not well-written character. She's not well-written because she doesn't really have any other dreams besides like wanting to marry someone like Naruto or Sasuke. Like, she only thinks about love half the time. But at the same time, she's also well-written because she starts out possibly at the bottom in terms of her personality, and she ends up having one of the much better personalities at the end of the series compared to where she started. So, yeah, so falling in love with the characters, having those connections really draws us in, especially as a child, because we kind of grew up with them. Do you guys want to see, like...
He's just creepy. Do I have to air this?
This is actually a good scene. And then what actually notice this is
How can
from?
I ruin this for you?
This is from the fight between Gaara and Rock Lee. I'm actually not going to play it now because I forgot to make it to full screen and I'm not going to bother with it. But it's the part where, you know, the reason why it's on Guy Sensei is because this is the part where, you know, Rock Lee is getting the crap kicked out of him right now with Gaara. He's getting his, you know, legs and arms broken because of the sand, and it's just a really emotional part of the show. And Guy Sensei is thinking to himself, like, I have watched this kid start, you know, from the bottom as far as his taijutsu was concerned, where he would train. Remember the part where he's like, if I can't do like 100 sit-ups, then it's 200 blah blah blah. Do you remember that part in the series?
Yeah.
Such a crazy part. He has the most determination out of almost anyone in the series, probably besides Naruto. It's just unfortunate what happened to him, because after that fight, I wanted to see him do more. Now, he did do more in the Rescue Sasuke arc, but I wanted to see him do more in Shippuden. Unfortunately, that didn't really happen. But this is just Guy Sensei remembering, like, I feel so bad right now that he's losing this match because he's tried so hard. And this is honestly like such a kick in the butt, because it's like the creator, like, I wanted Rock Lee to win this fight. Like, determination and willpower and training hard wins everything. But then he didn't win, and I was like, man, that's like that's really heart-wrenching, because like, just because you have a lot of determination doesn't mean you're gonna win and be successful all the time. So I just remember this scene being really, really realistic. You know, not everyone's gonna win, even if you have that determination. Reason 3. There was always that would be really sad. Like everyone remembers the kiss between Naruto and Sasuke, which, by the way, Little Karibo made it so much funnier. I don't want to wait forever. You guys gotta watch the Naruto bridge. It's hilarious. So like either the really funny parts like Sasuke and Naruto, they kiss, it's so, it's hilarious when you're a little kid. Or the sad scenes, like I will never forget the first season of Naruto. I will never forget it. I'll never forget the bridge arc with Haku and Zabuza. Even though that arc wasn't necessarily part in the main story, it was really well done in the terms of you got a whole season to learn about the characters, their weaknesses, their strengths, how they relate to each other, how they grow, how they work as a team, and how they listen to their sensei, Kakashi. So I love season 1 because you learn about these characters.
Sakura spent the entire time standing in front of an old man.
Oh God, Sakura, do something! Okay, I'm doing something. Wow, a kunai is really gonna save you from a guy with a giant ass sword. Okay. I'm sorry, you're right. Sakura just did some dumb stuff. I think one of the scenes that I'll never forget, and this is actually in Shippuden, is when, because I love Kushina so much, there's a scene, where she's explaining like how her and Minato met. And she gets captured, and Minato goes after her and saves her, and he's like, I followed your beautiful red hair, so like you should never hide your hair, you should never be embarrassed of your hair, because remember, like your hair led me to you. So I love that scene. They're on top of the trees. It just brings me to tears every time just thinking about it. So does anyone else have like a scene that they remember that they will never forget, whether it be something comedic, something like, I don't know, yeah.
When Rock is fighting Kimimaro and he drinks that medicine, but it's
Oh my
actually
God.
sake.
The drunk Rock Lee fight, yes.
Shikamaru gives up against Tamari.
Oh my God!
I'm
I
done.
remember being
I'm
so
lost.
mad about that. So mad. I'm so mad.
See, he's the only tuning.
That was such a plot twist. Totally gonna win that.
He's always gonna turn.
He was gonna win. Shikamaru is probably the most interesting character in the show. Yeah, Richard. Yeah, you.
Oh, I guess my favorite part would have to be when my guy versus Gaara and they release all 8 of the gates.
Yeah. That was always really intense.
But he goes up to 5, doesn't he?
It's really cool in the games too.
Not games.
Who else? Yeah, Blake. Yeah, you.
Okay. First time the Fox awakens against Haku.
That's after like Sasuke fake dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always was weird to me. Like Sasuke fake dies. Oh, sorry guys, I'm not really dead. I just passed out because I love love. Yeah.
Team 7 versus Orochimaru first time. But technically Sound Village Ninja.
Yeah, is that the Force to Death?
Force to Death.
Yeah, Force to Death.
You know what? That reminds me of the scene because after that all happens, which by the way, I love the fight between Orochimaru, the first fight between Orochimaru and Sasuke. The music is perfect. The animation. They got someone else to animate that episode because it's flowier, but I think it works with the type of fight they wanted to have.
Go
back and watch that. I can't remember what episode. I think it's episode 32. I'm trying to remember. I used to have that Naruto guidebook, and it would have the episode list. I was trying to remember all the episodes.
33 is where he awakens the Curse Mars.
Episode 32 is?
I think 33 is where he awakens it against
Okay.
the Sound Ninja 3.
Then that should be near that area. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and one of my favorite scenes is when Sakura cuts her hair. And I remember going to school the next day after that episode aired. I'm like, Sakura is not cool. She just cut her hair. I'm like, well, everyone thinks Mulan is cool, and she cut her hair. So when women cut their hair, they mean so badass. So, all right. Yeah.
Sakura versus Ina.
Yes.
That hand-to-hand fight was actually pretty good.
That was a good fight. I was actually surprised how Masashi Kishimoto handled that fight. I didn't think that he was gonna really care much about a fight between Ino and Sakura, but actually it ended up being really good. Yeah.
When Ino lost to Sakura.
When what?
When Choji takes those 3 pills.
Yes.
Oh.
Never cared about Choji.
Actually.
The white hair.
On the Sound Ninja.
Ina.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Well, so for good reasons, Naruto and Neji fight, yes. And for bad reason, Tenzin and Tamari, cause Clunk. Just Clunk.
That like made me go ow as a kid. Like she did that. Like you guys are, like at the end of the Tamari and Tenten fight, like Tamari has her like her. They don't show it in the manga. Well, they show the picture of her in the manga, but they don't show the kerplunk. And like Tenten falls on Tamari's like metal fan, and her back goes like, and you hear it, and it's like Jesus. Okay, that happened. What? Andrew, be quiet! What? The what? Oh, yeah! And he like pushed him up against the wall. He's like, I remember that. Yeah.
Literally every time Naruto screams Sasuke, like, Sasuke! Every time he does, I can't take it seriously. I have to stop doing Inuyasha.
Sasuke! Naruto! Like, I swear to God, this unless Inuyasha got it from that, but I had to. So yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons. Like, you know, I'm sure you guys have like hardcore anime people who come at you like, you like Naruto, you're an anime fan. You know what I mean? Like, that's not true. Like, we all have our reasons for liking what we like, and this is one of the biggest reasons. It's just the characters you can relate to. Unfortunately, there were some female characters that he didn't really produce a lot of like content and background for. 10-10. But that's okay. I'm over it now. Reason 4. Did anyone make their own? Was anyone trashy or nerdy or geeky enough like me to make their own Naruto scene? This is why we're friends.
Look, if you ever want to get into fan fiction or dojin, I will make sure.
Yes, that would totally be me. Did anyone else have an OC? Blue hair? Her name was I was like 15. And her name was Okami no Tsukai. And she had blue hair that turned pink when she was angry, and she had a wolf companion that was tinged with blue. What, do you remember like what form you were on? Like, huh? Yeah. Because I was on Ninja Village, The Hidden Village, like THB, Will Fire. I think it was during the time skip when I created her. Okay, yeah, that might. And it was for a roleplay on Gaia Online. Oh, okay. Because I did different platforms. For those of you who don't know what the heck we're talking about, we're talking about like form text-based roleplay where you like write out your character story and you write out what your character does, and you interact with other people who are also writing. Like when you're fighting, like first you write like, you know, so and so came up ready to fight, blah blah, and then someone else makes a post and makes contact with your character, and it ends up being really fun. I met a whole lot of really good friends. The reason why I started going to conventions was because of Naruto roleplay, because I met up with some friends like at a convention and we were cosplaying Naruto and stuff. So that just, not a lot of people did the Naruto OC thing because it's really nerdy, but I did. And but it was just a really fun thing. Did anyone else do it? Yeah. Okay.
I made a character back here in the first Great Ninja War.
Yeah.
That was his visual jutsu was a crossbreed between Sharingan and Bashingan, where it accessed the centers of your mind, different type of part as it went up in different levels.
Wow. See, the creativity is really cool. Like, I had a friend who made a ninja who was from the Sound Village, but she was blind. So everything she did was through sound. So I decided that was like years ago when we first started this, and I recently jumped back on the Naruto forum text-based roleplay, and I decided to make a ninja from the village hidden in the sand village, and she's allergic to the sun. So she wears like long sleeves, a shawl, she has a hat, a hood, she has an umbrella. It's like she actually has a Senbon umbrella that like shoots out poison Senbon. And but she lives in the village hidden in the sand, so obviously it's really hot. So like she has to learn how to like deal with being a son of a Kori ninja while being allergic to the sun. So it's really funny. I'm a horrible person.
I don't even want to get into Naruto OCs because I'm almost 27 and I still do it. But look, don't feel bad. I did Sailor Moon OCs. I had GeoCities website. I wrote fan fiction for the character. I did fan art where I would go into Microsoft Paint. I would take a picture of Sailor Venus and then cover over it.
I totally understand.
And then,
because I did,
and then get cartoon dolls made out of it.
Pokemon.
Nice, dude.
Oh, that's what I did in 6th grade.
So I completely so bad. Okay, we'll move on from that. How much time do we have? What time is it? Oh, we got 20 minutes. We're actually doing really well. I didn't expect that to go so fast. So yeah, that's another reason why I still love Naruto. I still text-based roleplay right now. If you ever want to get into it, it's actually super fun. People are really creative and they write really well. So if you're into creative writing, go to, it's called, dang it, no, it's like We Fall Together, or something like that. Just look up Naruto text-based roleplays because there's not a lot of them now, and hopefully you'll find it. If I figure it out, I'll let you guys know later. So, reason 5. Then I've already explained this before, but like if you, like who else here is like 20 to 25? Okay, a good amount of you guys. So like, when Naruto, was on Cartoon Network, a lot of us were, 10 to 15, about the same age as Naruto at the beginning of the series. Like the first part of Naruto is like a year and a half, like the timeline. And then of course there's the 2-year time skip. And then when they come back, they're 16 years old. Generally, most of them are 16 years old.
3 years, right?
I think it was like 2.5 because there was still like a year. That might be 3. I thought Naruto Trains Drive for only 2 years, but it could be 3. I just don't remember. But I remember when Naruto Shippuden came out, it was super hyped because everyone loves time skips. Because the anime tends to grow and be more mature, and I think Shippuden ended up being a little more mature than the original Naruto. So I remember like when this aired, I was 16 or so. So it was really just cool to see, because I didn't watch the fillers. I don't really care about the fillers. They're okay, but like, did anyone actually sit through every filler? Okay, I sat through every filler at least once.
Yeah, I did.
The best filler is when they go, I think it's Orochimaru's hideout if I'm not mistaken, and I think they fight Kabuto, but I just remember like Sakura is keeping Naruto's heart alive. Does anyone remember that?
Yeah.
That is so good. That was in like every Naruto Sakura AMV ever. What? What about the I think so. Yeah. Yeah, and the string, the time machines. Yep, that's exactly it. That was a really good filler. So yeah, but like, with the fillers, like there was a time where like I kind of fell out of Naruto for like maybe a half a year, and then jumped back into it when Shippuden came, and the hype for that was so incredible. The opening song was perfect for it. Yeah, Luher?
I have an open question. Am I the only person who thought Gaara's story were Ino and Gaara turned evil?
Yes. Oh!
Yeah.
I didn't really think that. But I can see where you're coming from. I'm sure.
I literally thought they were just aged up Gaara and just like.
Yeah, I can see like when you first maybe see like part of it or something like away from the anime.
No, I mean like the first time I actually saw their faces in the anime, I thought they were.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Gets that long hair.
But I personally didn't think that. But yeah, no, I totally understand. Like, I'm sure there are other people who thought that too. There are jokes about it. So Naruto Shippuden, like I remember because the first episode shows them actually arriving at Orochimaru's hideout to find Sasuke. Which, if I'm not mistaken, this wasn't written out in the manga. Like while it happened in the manga, they decided to show that part first in the anime. But then, after that scene where Sakura comes running, and Sasuke says, hi or something. Hi. And Sakura like turns her head and sees Sasuke, and they have like this little bitty fight thing. And but then it goes back straight to the first episode of Naruto Shippuden where Naruto and Jiraiya come back, and I just remember being so hyped for that. That was a really good way to introduce Naruto Shippuden. Reason 6. This is one that might not relate to as many people, but Masashi Kishimoto's personal story inspired us. I don't know how many people know this. Actually, you guys are But Masashi Kishimoto was always told by multiple people that he would never become, not even a successful manga artist, but that he would never become an established manga artist because of how bad his art was. And they didn't think he was going to be good at storytelling. So, for the longest time, no one in the Japanese market for manga, had a lot of faith in him. They always put him down. Well, look at him now. He has, besides One Piece and Dragon Ball Z and stuff, he has one of the most successful manga ever in Japan and in the States. And it's just really cool because you see the Naruto pilot, which is chapter 0, and in the first couple chapters, you can kind of see how rough the art is. While he's a good artist and he has, really good perception of depth in drawing, or he knows how to create a body proportionately and everything. Besides Tsunade, he screwed up with that. He's generally a good artist, but he kept getting put down for his art. But it's just really cool the fact that he was told he would never become a successful manga artist to where he is now. I mean, Naruto is huge. I mean, it made such a big impact in America that everyone's grandma knows what Naruto is. Like I bring out something that has anime on it, and it could be freaking Angel Beats or something, and my grandma will be like, "Is that Naruto?" Who else has had that happen? Or you're reading a manga, say I'm reading a Ramo or something, and the teacher comes over and they go, "Is that Naruto?" No, it is not. Everyone kind of tends to call anime, they say Naruto. Naruto. I had a woman at my church who called him Gnarly Toes. That is actually a true story.
That's gnarly.
So yeah, this is another big reason that I decided to add it in there, because personally, I'm an artist, and a lot of people who are into anime and manga, the reason why they like it is because they're also artistic themselves, and a lot of people who draw anime and manga, struggle with whether or not their art is good, and if you're like me, a lot of artists will tell you, "Oh, you'll never get anywhere with manga. You should stop drawing that cartoon crap." Everyone tries to want you to paint like Claude Monet or something. So a lot of people can relate to him like that because he was told that he was not gonna make it, but look at him now. So I just did this comparison. This is from the first chapter, when gray-haired dude that I can never remember the name of tells Naruto that he is the nine-tailed fox demon Mizuki. Is that his name?
Yeah.
That is such a girly name. Mizuki. Tells Naruto that he is the nine-tailed fox. So that's from the first chapter. And then, of course, if you're familiar with this is from chapter 699. Of course, the manga's only 700 chapters long. You can just kind of it's really interesting because his art got better, but his style didn't change. And I really like that. It's still a rougher, definitely a shonen kind of style. But the lines got finer. The bodies got drawn more proportionately. Not that they were out of proportion, but more proportionately. So it's really cool if you go back, read Naruto chapter 1. Or actually read the first volume. And then go back and read volume number 28, which I think is the start of Shippuden, and then read the last volume. And it'll amaze you how much the art has changed. It's really pretty. So spoilers ahead, we're about to talk a little about the manga. I'm gonna go through this real quick because I don't think we have a lot more time. We got 10 minutes. So you're feel free to leave if you guys don't want spoilers, but come back because we're gonna take a actually, okay. Why don't we not spoil? Wait.
Don't spoil up your entire spoilers.
How far are you guys in the manga?
I stopped watching when one manga shut down.
That was a long time ago. Okay. Alright. Here comes the spoilers, guys. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Okay. So this is one of the very last things you see from, I think I'm mistaken. I think the picture I showed before was from 698, chapter 698. Yeah, when this happened, I was crying. They're in the shape of a heart, and they're just, it's so, I just remember seeing this, I was like, wow, it's really about to end. It's really about to be over, yeah.
I know this is a rumor, but I thought Kishimoto originally wanted Naruto to be lovers. Is that true?
I hope not. Remember there were like those rumors all the time where it was like Sasuke's gay. Sasuke. Which, you know, I'd have no problem with it, but like the reason why I say I hope not is because there was never any kind of story writing in the beginning of the series that even aimed that this was going to end up to be a homosexual relationship. So I never, now had he pointed that out in the beginning of the series, I could believe it. But I don't know if he ever thought that that was going to be a thing. Then this beautiful, beautiful chapter 700 came out in full color. Of course, Naruto gets with Hinata. I don't like Hinata. I'm the only one who doesn't like Hinata.
The choking she was doing earlier?
What?
The choking you mentioned earlier in the book?
But yeah, so they get a little busy and they have babies. And I will admit that the little Hinata Naruto girl is adorable. And I just want to see her grow up and be so cute. And of course Boruto. And then of course Sakura has her own kid with Sasuke.
That's not Sakura's kid.
So, this is Sakura. Oh, with Sasuke.
That's Corinne's kid with Sasuke.
What? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Did they actually? Okay, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. I bet my friend lied to me. Okay, so when the Boruto spin-off manga came out, right, and everyone thought that this was Sakura's kid, and I still to this day think that. Well, but then everyone started making well, she looks like Karine. She looks like Karine. I'm like, no, there's no way, because I don't like Karine. Because I love Sakura, and I want Sakura to be happy. I just want her to be happy. Well, then I started reading the Boruto manga, and when I found out that that Naruto had left, I mean not Naruto. When I found out that Sasuke had left, I was really upset that Sasuke would pull such a move like that. So I started reading the Boruto manga, and then I was like, nope, I refuse to believe that she is Karine's kid. Well, then I had a friend who finished the manga, and he came up to me and was like, yeah, no worries, she's actually his kid. I went, oh, okay. So then I was happy about it, but I didn't finish reading the manga, the Boruto manga. So, like, is she really Karine's kid? Is she? Hello?
I read on the Naruto she's Sasuke.
Okay, then who keeps saying that she's Karine's and...
Who put that on the Naruto wiki?
Wait, who is said? All right, wait, who said that Karine? Who said that salad is salad?
It's a salad.
It's a salad. That Sarda is Karine's kid. Who thinks she's Karine's kid? I don't. 1, 2 people. Who thinks she's Sakura's kid? I would love to think that she's Sakura's kid. See, I didn't know that there was a mix like this. I thought that it was completely confirmed that she was Sakura's kid. Now I haven't read the manga, so I don't know. But because what happens is in the Naruto manga, she pulls out. I think she pulls out pictures or something and sees Karine.
I think it's either Team Taka or it's just in the character.
Yeah. And so she gets really curious about it. But you even see at the beginning of this chapter, you even see Naruto go to Sarada and say oh, you're just like your mom, But I think he specifically even says Sakura. So I just don't think that. I don't know. I just don't think that would happen. But that's just me. I want to believe that she is Sasuke and Sakura's kid. I refuse to, because I don't like her. We just don't talk about her. But yeah, that is pretty much the end of the panel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just kind of wanted to get a big group together to say, we this is Naruto nostalgia panel, and just talk about our thoughts about the ending, talk about what we loved growing up as kids. I would love to take a selfie with you guys. If that's okay, because I take selfies with all my people. So if you want to take a selfie, you guys can come up here and we'll take one. And then we'll end the panel and you guys can go have fun and stuff.